Needless to say, projects require planning, and planning has several stages. Firstly, estimating time. For each section of the project, pre-production, production, post-production, duplication, and marketing, estimate the time required for each phase in days. If necessary, break the project down further. Production, for example, can be broken down into locations. The estimates should be honest and realistic, and individual commitment from those who give the estimates should be sought. Like costs, there should be no allowance for contingency which can be applied globally later on. And the skills and experience of staff should be allowed for. The procedure and assumptions should be documented and the process revisited throughout the project to ensure the factors used in the estimate still hold true. Secondly, identifying dependencies. There are 4 possibilities. Firstly, finish to start. A preceding task must be completed before the succeeding one can start. Secondly, start to finish. The succeeding task must start before the preceding one can finish. Thirdly, finish to finish, in which both tasks must finish simultaneously. And fourthly, start to start, in which both tasks must start simultaneously. With our film, clearly filming must come before editing and editing must come before duplication, so both of these are finish to start. However, as the film has unpredictable elements, the whole thing cannot be completely storyboarded. So storyboarding and filming are start to finish. Once we have identified dependencies, we can create a detailed dependency network. This gives a broad view of the overall project, allowing the project manager to see how the various tasks are connected and how they fit into the time plan. It should reveal areas in which there is slack in the system. For example, if the camera operator is not involved in the pre-production phase, they have spare capacity during the first few days of the project. The main uses of a dependency network are to, firstly, determine the critical path, the line through the list of tasks which have no slack at all. If any of these tasks are delayed, delivery of the whole project will be delayed. Secondly, determine the shortest time in which the project could be delivered. Thirdly, to identify tasks representing risks. The project manager knows this critical path requires his or her main focus to ensure everything goes smoothly. And fourthly, to identify periods when too much may be happening. Responsibilities and resources. The dependency network should allow an optimal use of time and resources, and will probably reveal periods in which there are several tasks being undertaken simultaneously. For example, whilst the film crew are getting shots of the politician relaxing, another crew are preparing the politician's home for interview. In such cases, the project manager cannot be in 2 places at once, and to be effective, they must delegate responsibility for some of the tasks. Delegated tasks must be made the responsibility of only one person, otherwise the buck can too easily be passed. The Gantt chart will allow you to chart out the list of tasks and their scheduling. It allows you to keep track of a project and may be useful as a communication tool for the project funders. Automated project management tools. It is worth mentioning that there is software that can help plan projects in the most efficient way. Such software is especially useful for large, complex projects, as it can manipulate large amounts of information and allow the project manager to make changes to the plan very quickly. Using such project management tools is no substitute for sound project management, however, and it is important that the project manager's attention does not get diverted from managing real problems in order to keep a perfect plan. Legal and contractual issues. If you outsource work for your project, you may need a written contract outlining the deliverables, deadline, and cost of the work they undertake. However, just because they sign a contract does not mean they can deliver. Firstly, make sure you understand fully the knock-on effects for your project if they fail. Secondly, if appropriate, include a penalty clause that will cover the knock-on costs to your project. Thirdly, make sure they have the capacity or the insurance to cover the penalties included in the contract. Risk management is essential for preparing and coping with situations that go wrong. The process is straightforward. Step 1. brainstorm everything that could go wrong. This is better done in a team. Step 2. Evaluate how likely each eventuality is, high, medium or low. Step 3. Evaluate how severe the consequences would be, high, medium, low. Step 4. Filter out trivial tasks, low likelihood, low severity. Step 5. Brainstorm responses, prevent or reduce risk, contingency or fallback, transfer, as in pass the buck, or accept. Step 6. Give ownership of each risk so that only one person is responsible for it. And Step 7. Plan in agreed risk actions. In the example of the promotional film for the politician, the greatest risk is that members of the public will not respond well to her. In this case, a contingency is decided on so that archive footage from an earlier time can be used if necessary.